Welcome back, everybody, to the Clydesdale Fitness and Friends. Clydesdale Media presents. We are live at CanWest. Well, not we, but Katharine is live at CanWest. And Kat and I are just getting debriefed from her. So we are starting off the evening with some exciting finishes in the last event. And I think some exciting finishes in the first event of the day, both on the men's and women's side across the board. So kind of walk us through the day, Katharine.
Well, the first one was just like a row sprint between Hattie and Anikha. That was awesome. And the floor announcer kept like checking their screens because nobody could see anything, and it'd be Anikha's two, and then he'd go over to Hattie and it'd be two, like difference the whole time. So they were dying. It was awesome.
What was the event aside from rowing? What else was in it?
It was rowing, double unders, and chest to bars. Yeah. And it was like a pyramid chipper.
Okay.
So I think 30 cals, 100 double unders, 40 or 50 chest to bars, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, there's a lot of different versions of all the workouts with everyone that we're here with is like, they were on the rowing one. And that was like many hours ago, like 11.
So was the row like the last piece of it? Was it like a finish?
Yeah. So they started on the row and then ended on the row.
Got it.
So it was just, and like the floor announcer made it awesome because then people knew, because 5 cals, like when the judge puts their hand up for 5 is pretty quick. Whereas he actually like made it fun that we knew from like 15 cals kind of thing. So it was a fun sprint finish for sure.
Yeah, so this was good.
It's always what you want with sport.
Dylan Malitsky doing the announcing, who is like the best in the business.
Yeah, he's been great. He's been calling like 3 floors, just like walking around, checking on judges' things. Like, I've truly enjoyed the job that he's done this weekend over the 3 floors. Like, yeah, I thought it was definitely an add to the experience.
Yeah, just for folks that are watching too, the workout was called the Bends, and for time, it was 50 or 35 calorie row, depending on if you're male or female, 100 double unders, 50 chest to bar pull-ups, 100 double unders, and a 35 calorie row with a 6-minute time, 8-minute time cap.
Yeah, it was a fast one. And I believe James Sprague went unbroken on those chest to bars.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah. He
Bar height was good.
Yeah, it's good, but they don't have risers. So.
Oh no.
Yeah. They, I think, had 3 risers when some of our RX girls were going, and because 4 people wanted them, none of them. So they were doing burpee, step up to a box, bar muscle up instead of a burpee bar muscle up.
That sucks.
So, yeah. Otherwise, the height looked good. It was high, but then the opposite end of the spectrum got affected.
So James Sprague won that event with a time of 6:41, and Leo Franco came in second with a score of 7:05. Mitchell Stevenson came in third. Jack Farlow fourth. Chandler Smith fifth in that workout. That's for the men. And we can take a look at the ladies for that first workout of the day. Anikha Greer took first. Hattie Kanyo took second. Carissa Stapp took third. Grace Lochner took fourth. And then Allison Scudds took fifth.
And I was beside Carissa Stapp's family. Apparently she's a collegiate rower. So that was her event.
Yeah, we actually had a chance to interview her in advance of one of the semifinals. I want to say probably Atlas Games. Granite Games.
Yeah, she does insane things, like mega endurance, crazy week-long hikes.
Yeah, she looked good on the lift too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I think
cool.
she took third in that long event at Granite with the Endure the Sled, with the run.
Yeah.
and the
And
bike and
she was somebody that I actually asked her family today how it got handled yesterday with the bike erg and snatch of like judges missing cutoff times and stuff. She did a lot of extra reps and super cut into her rest. So she was somebody affected by that yesterday too, that I think would have done much better. I think the judge just kind of picked how many reps that she didn't count to go back to when the cutoff was. I don't know how it was handled, but
Oh, that's
I think
fun.
she got affected by that one yesterday.
Super fun.
Yeah. But things I do, a lot of the floor control stuff, they have like the judges coming together, they're calling it, all the judges are putting their hands in their air that they're ready, athletes are ready. So everybody's actually centered on that floor control person. So I think they've had some great learnings from yesterday to today, improving things, which is awesome. Like that's all you can ask
Sure.
for, is to learn and try and improve.
Is there a clock today?
No.
There's still no clock. Okay.
And that's like one thing we've all kind of, the crew that's here, discussed, is that just having a clock is that first sort of simple step, because athletes look at it when they finish, and it's that first checkpoint, judge to athlete on that time.
Sure.
So then, and everybody's on the same clock. Like it's
well, not only that, a fan experience, especially like in an interval workout, knowing that the time is coming to an end, and seeing that clock on the floor.
yeah,
I think
most groups just have somebody running a clock on their phone. So then you kind of know where things are at.
Wow. I mean, even just for the athletes, I mean, if it's a 6-minute workout with a 6-minute time cap and you've practiced it and you know where you're supposed to be at the 2-minute mark and you don't know when the 2-minute mark is, like, how are you pacing yourself and doing whatever? Yeah, that seems super basic. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would never think of that, Kat. I
Right?
never pace anything.
I know it wouldn't matter to me either, but
But we're all still used to looking at a clock. Like that's
for sure.
kind of part
Yeah.
of the experience, whether you're pacing or just working out. Like,
Begging
you
for
look at
the
the
end.
clock. Yeah.
Right.
You're like, is it done yet? Like,
Is
what's
it going
going on?
up or down?
Yeah. And then when you screw it up and you're like, oh, it's
Yeah.
going the other way. Yeah. No,
Right.
it's kind of part of the experience. So yes, that is definitely something still missing, but I think improvements have been made. So that's good to see, for sure.
And so, wow, we have some European people jumping on, and I think it's morning for them.
Yeah. Super
So,
late.
yeah, we are late in the hour here in the East Coast. So rain, how was the rain today? I know you sent me pictures early this morning where some of the courses for like lunges and stuff were soaked. But it did look like from IG that some of that cleared up a little bit.
Yeah, it was just kind of the first hour or so. Like they had a delayed start on everything because of the rain, and then they added another delay between the two elite women's first event. It did get better, and then the sun actually came out, so everything did dry, and they did actually pull a squeegee, like a big long like push broom size squeegee, and start sort of doing some of those mats and stuff to try and get some of the puddles off. Still wouldn't say it was like most efficiently done, but like it was there, they were trying.
Yeah.
That's good.
How was Dave's day?
How was Dave's day? Good?
Yeah, good.
He's sitting off to the side stretching, waiting to go home because we went for dinner and then came back. And he's like, I'm done. I'm like, we're just going to do this first.
I'm not done yet.
Does he have
Pardon?
another day?
Third day is going to be his best day, he says.
Okay.
Last day, best day. I love it.
Yep.
Climbing the ladder tomorrow.
Yeah. So should be good.
Awesome.
But
what did you have good to eat?
We went just to Brown's Social House. It was a crew of us, and we called and they could fit us, so we went there.
Is that a known Canadian place, or because I've never heard of it?
I've been to one in Calgary. It must be a bit of a chain. There's a lot of things that are kind of in Alberta and BC, sort of similarly, that might not actually be that big of a chain, but are just in the big cities between the two provinces sometimes. So, but they have a good beer and standard menu that's yummy stuff. So it was good. And then it was great because we were back in time to watch the elites because there was like a 2-hour break, or not a break, other people that we just didn't know were going.
Right.
So yeah, it was good.
So break down event 2 for us.
So it was just an EMOM of a 9-rep complex that just multiplied out real quick. It was good. A lot of guys were in a long time, and Jack Farlow just looked like a machine the whole time. Because as we're watching, because they had all of them on at once, just staggered platforms, and everybody starts on the minute, and then it's just as you fail out, you kind of then step back towards the rig. So it was a bit, probably not my favorite, like lifting kind of event setup, because it was hard to watch 22 guys at once and notice how and who failed on, especially once it started getting heavier. I think Chandler Smith failed on his 3rd jerk in the.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
actually almost stepped off the front of the platform.
Pardon?
Yeah.
Oh, so he made choose your own adventure. I think he was 10 pounds under Chandler. Or yeah, Chandler was 10 pounds under Jack Farlow, and then he failed his last jerk.
Yeah, so let's kind of break down the workout for people. So it was 3 hang cleans, 3 front squats, and 3 shoulder to overhead. In the first 3 minutes, you had to do it at 185. The first, from minute 3 to 6, you had to do it at 195. And then you got to 205, and you're changing your own weights. And then it went from 215 to 225, 235, and 245. Right? Does that sound right?
I didn't really look. I thought it was. Did it?
I know the time decreases eventually to just 1 minute.
It's all 1 minute. So they do it 3 times at the first weight, and then 3 minutes at the second weight.
Okay.
EMOM was kind of missed in, I think, the translation of the event, because people's minds were blown yesterday when they started doing it, being like, oh, it's, so you do 3 at the first weight, 3 at the second weight. And by the end, like, you're not picking up the bar when the horn goes because you finished and you've been changing plates.
So I watched Jack Farlow's Instagram live of the event, and when in between his next to last lift and his last lift, that's when Chandler didn't make it, and the person moved the camera to Chandler. And on his last jerk, he kept stepping forward and never gained control.
I thought he got it, but he was only at 270 or 275, and Farlow was at 280.
Yeah, I think Chandler was at 270.
I think they gave him the rep.
Yeah.
They just ran out of time.
Yeah.
And then Jack did one more lift.
At 280, and then he because he completed it, it was more than what Chandler lifted. I think that's how that went.
Yeah, because they all just loaded it up and then would have been scored based on their weight had they all made it, kind of thing.
Yeah, so it's interesting the way they score it is total weight lifted, right? So you've got like Jack Farlow lifted 5,560 pounds.
Jeez.
And then second place was Chandler Smith, third was Mitchell Stevenson, fourth Adam Davidson, and fifth Leo Franco. James Sprague got sixth, but it's interesting, his total weight was more than 2,000 pounds less than the first place. Like first through third were all 5,500 pounds. Fourth and fifth were 4,500 and 4,000, and then James Sprague was at 3,500. So there's a big drop off just from a strength perspective, from even like top 3 down. Kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And then I'm taking it, the females aren't up yet, or are they?
No, they're up. And I actually got to watch Anikha, because Anikha is 2 for 2 today. She got first place in the first event and first place in the second event.
Yeah.
Which is really cool to see, and what she needed. And again, let me rank these 1 through 5. We've got Anikha Greer in first with 2,510 pounds. Dana Perron in second place with 2,300. Gracie Strachan in third. Amy Hosking in fourth, tied for fourth with a whole bunch of other people at 1,800 pounds. Jessie Smith, Carissa Stapp, and Rosalie Ballinger. And that's it. Tied for fourth. But Anikha did 2,500 pounds, and then the fourth place people did 1,800 pounds. And she looked super comfortable under that barbell.
Yeah, and the Dana Perrin looked super easy, just failed the last jerk. Her squats were so fast.
Got it.
All the early ones, she was the first one done for round after round after round.
Mm-hmm. Was she split jerking or push jerking?
She was push jerking, and I think at the end she maybe needed to split jerk, but hadn't been, so just didn't kind of switch. But yeah, she also looked really good. It was
and Anikha looked great. She was definitely taking her time. Right? Yeah, she was taking like the full minute to get it done, which boded well for her. I was worried when she was in the middle of her last 3 shoulder to overhead. You could hear the announcer say that the other gal had missed, and I didn't want it to like affect her. There was like a little bit of a, and I'm like, Anikha, just keep going. Don't lose it.
Yeah, because that other chick was so fast, and then had failed, but Anikha still had like
still going
left. Yeah.
So super day for her. She's, if we want to talk about overall leaderboard, she's sitting pretty in first place.
Nice.
Can you pull them up?
Yep, I sure can. How do I do that? Share screen. Chrome tab. How's that look?
There you go.
So Anikha Greer is. Oh wait, I have these ordered by something else, but hold on. Let me go back. Whoa.
Just click on the total.
Yeah.
Thank you. Phew, she's still in first place. But yeah, by 40 points, 30 points. Anikha Greer is in first. Gabrielle is in second. Amy Hosking tied for second. Hattie Kanyo fourth, and Jessie Smith, formerly Harper, 258 in fifth place.
And those are the top 5 coming into today, weren't they? Just a shuffled order.
I believe so.
Yeah. But yeah, for Anikha, big shuffle. So that's good.
Yeah.
6th, a 7th, a 1st, and a 1st. Very cool. And for our guys, Chandler Smith, 364. James Sprague hanging in there at 350. Jack Farlow with 322, Mitchell Stevenson 312, and Leo Franco 282. And Adam Davidson right there, 20 points out. Even Matt Brady, when you look at, looks like 1 through 7, pretty tight. And then our buddy Logan with 212 sitting in 8th.
He's really attached to that baseball number.
I know, right? Yeah,
he's just rolling with it.
Still in 8th. So pretty exciting. A little bit of a shakeup.
Good looking leaderboard. And some of these elite guys, I don't know if you saw on our Instagram, Adam Davidson was judging actually a guy from our gym yesterday after they were done. And then he shared it to his story that there's actually like a few other guys that hopped in to help judge some of the RX men and stuff at the end of the day, which is amazing. Like
super cool.
Yeah. Because Adam Davidson's also from like this area too. I think he's from the island, but.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah. So there's guys from around here that know the organizers and stuff, I'm sure. But that was really cool to see the elite guys hopping in like that.
Yeah, definitely. Scott, who's coming on?
So I had confirmation from Hattie, from Anikha and Logan. Anikha and Logan are coming on at 11:40 our time.
Okay.
Jack Farlow said he would try to hop on tonight. And then Gabby is going to try, but probably won't be able to do it tonight. She'll be on tomorrow.
Okay. Be great if we could get Jack sooner than later. He should be on his way back.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I went to bed and then had to set an alarm to wake up again. Just saying.
I've been watching movies all evening trying to stay awake with the surround sound up to keep me awake.
Yeah.
Just resorted to Top Gun with the thunderous
You're
surround
just like,
sound.
oh,
Nice.
Yeah. yeah. When you messaged me like, oh, hopefully I have a co-host, I was like, yeah, I guess it's kind of late. You know, a couple time zones over in the other direction.
Yeah, it's all good.
So, what is the schedule like for you guys tomorrow?
Oh, I think the elites are actually done quite early tomorrow. I haven't really looked. Just getting through like a day at a time. There's so much going on. It's just like I go back and like make a spreadsheet and order it so then I know what's happening the next day.
It would not break my heart that the elites are done early tomorrow.
Yeah, really.
I think they
We can-
are done.
Go for it.
We can talk a little bit about the workouts for tomorrow if you want.
Yeah, because what do they have left?
There's also been a ton of CrossFit news since we last did a news thing. So if we need to riff, we've got that too.
I feel a bit out of touch on the news, so that could be good.
So what do you want to do, Scott? Do you want to talk about the workouts?
Let's go workouts tomorrow.
Okay. So first one's called In the Trenches. It is 4 time with a 15-minute time cap, a little bit of a chipper. We got 24 box jump overs, 30 inches on the box, 12 burpee bar muscle ups, 24 strict handstand push-ups, a 200-foot torque tank sled push, 24 strict handstand push-ups back down the ladder, 12 burpee bar muscle ups, 24 box jump overs, and then ending with a 10 sandbag over the shoulder.
Woof.
Interesting. Yeah. And it says 30 inches and it doesn't say 30/24. So I wonder if it's 30 inches for men and for women. Oh no, probably not. Hold on. There's a different tab for women. Yeah, no, they have a 30-inch box too. Love it. Dang. And the sandbag over the shoulder is 200 pounds for men and 150 for women. So there's that.
And then what is the finale?
Finale is punch the clock 4 time, 30, 20, 10, axle bar thrusters at 115 and 75 pounds, a 50-foot handstand walk into 25-foot overhead axle bar lunge to finish at 185, 135.
Damn, man, that was smooth.
Someone like that workout.
Yuck.
Just impressed.
The lunge and the handstand walk must be unbroken.
25
The lunge has to
sections.
be unbroken.
And if you drop it at the end, you get no reps. You have
Like you have to go all the way back, or
No, you have to control the bar to the floor, and if you don't, you go back to the beginning. On the thrusters too, you get no rep if you drop them.
oh, just because of the field, like you're not allowed to drop a bar.
Yeah.
Got it.
Because it's on like the fancy turf with the pellets.
And and athletes have to load their own bar. So they're going to do the thrusters. They're going to do the handstand walk. I'm assuming it's up and back. And then they get back to their bar and they have to load the weight and then do the workout and then do the lunging.
Yeah.
Axle bar thrusters will be interesting.
Yeah, apparently it blows up your shoulders in a super special way for those handstand walks.
And so what's the 30, 20, 10 then? So it's 30 thrusters. Oh, it's 30 thrusters, a handstand walk.
Yeah.
30 thrusters, handstand, 20 thrusters, handstand walk, 10 thrusters, handstand walk, and then 1 single overhead walk. Got it.
I think it might just be 2 handstand walks and then into the lunges.
Oh, maybe.
Or is
Yeah.
it 3 rounds?
It just says 30, 20, 10.
Changed this for everybody else today.
Oh, apparently they changed it for everybody else today, so who knows? There's
Got it.
a lot of flexing happening.
Yeah. Well, it's not a bad thing either.
Yeah. So, but that was the shot that I sent you of like the wet mat. That's the setup for the handstand walk one.
Got it.
Any idea what the forecast is for tomorrow?
supposed to rain in the morning, so it might be delayed again. And I think it's supposed to be like nice. It might be like some of the rain today. The rain this morning was actually like rain. There's been a lot of just like mist, kind of whatever. You don't really get wet, but it does make the stuff wet.
What's the temperature like there? Is it cold or hot or?
When the sun comes out, it's hot. At one point
Mhm.
today, I had like my hood up because the breeze was a bit chilly. But I think the weather actually today was better than expected.
hmm
So I think the last year this ran before COVID, it was like plus 37. So
That's hot. Yeah.
yeah, like they were apparently like pulling the bars and stuff into the shade and like spraying them down with water because they were so hot. Like everything was hot. And the turf with the pellets was hot. Like and the mats were hot, everything was hot. So I
And
don't
like,
know.
what was
Pick your
the high
poison.
today?
Maybe 20, 21?
Oh, okay.
Not sure. Because the sun was just like briefly out and then gone and then out and gone. So as a spectator, it was quite lovely. But things were a bit wet for the athletes.
Yeah.
So
So-
then I think I looked, the athletes will be done tomorrow. The last heat goes at 4:50 if there's no delays. So a
Oh,
bit
that's not
earlier.
that late or not that early then.
No,
And that's assuming everybody's on time.
which no day I think is finished on time.
Right.
So
With the wet mats this morning, did they still make them go overhead walking lunges?
axle bar, overhead walking lunges.
Are they lunging on the turf or on a mat?
They were on
On a
the
mat.
mat.
Oh,
They
how
were
do you
hands.
do that? Like a rolled floor?
Yeah, just like a strip of matting.
Got it.
And then the handstand walk was beside it, and they had pylons marking the like 5-foot sections because some of the divisions could do broken into 5-foot pieces, and then
Mhm.
others have to do it unbroken.
I wonder why they wouldn't just do that on the turf.
I think again the bars dropping on the turf.
But the bars are dropping on the turf anyway, right? Because the matting's not wide enough. Is it as wide as the bars?
Well, because
I
axle bars
can't
are
see that.
shorter. Because the axle bars
Oh,
are super
they do.
narrow.
So when you drop them, the weights are actually on the rubber matting?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So they'd like,
Scott,
so you
what are
can
you doing?
see how the bar.
That's
I
the
can see
mat.
it.
No,
And
I
you can
know,
see
but
the
don't have
barbell
it on your
fitting.
computer. Can't you share it? Oh, that was a picture.
Katharine sent me a picture through Discord.
Got it.
So
All
I
right.
don't know how to share that.
Okay. So what's all this CrossFit news you've been talking about all day? I must have missed it because
Not today, but Danielle Brandon appearing on the
Oh.
Brute podcast on Friday.
Has she committed? Is that where she's going?
No.
Oh, okay.
Right now they're just committing through the games.
Okay.
Kind of infer why she left Underdogs.
you what?
What's that?
Say that whole sentence again. You cut off the beginning.
She did infer why
Oh,
she
she
left
did.
Underdogs. And kind of it's really hard for me because I'm friends with Justin. I've kind of known her story throughout, her getting there all the way to here, but she stated that they brought people in. Originally, it was just her, Carrie, and Bethany. And then they started bringing more people in and not really talking to them about that. And so she felt like the mix wasn't the same as it was before. She also said that like she's always wanted to train with a guy that was really good, and that Underdogs didn't have a guy that was that good, which was pretty much a dig at Matt DeLugos. And then she said that like they kept preaching that Underdogs is a family, and you know, it's just where she goes to train. It doesn't need to be a family. It doesn't need to be all that. But I'm telling you, like when she first got there, she preached, I loved it because it was finally a place where she felt like she belonged. And now it's kind of flipping to that was too much. That was too much over the line or whatever.
Well,
But
there's been like it's a massive change from like coming out of COVID, training with other girls that they're all going to the games, tons of games experience, tons of learning. And then now she's kind of the top dog that, and it does seem like Matt Fraser and Tia, all sorts of male female matchups do seem like Tia's got Saxon now. Those kinds of matchups do seem to like work out well.
but on the other hand, she did admit that it was not her decision.
Oh,
And so she's saying all this, but yet it was not her decision to leave.
oh,
Right, because who would have left 3 weeks before the games, right? And she did, yeah, she did mention sort of the contrast between the coaching she was getting at Underdogs versus the one-on-one stuff she was getting with Matt Torres. Now, I will say, it's kind of like she made it sound like, you know, Matt Torres was the greatest thing since sliced bread, and she, you know, she's learned so much in the last 3 days and all that. And I understand where she's coming from by saying that, in that, of course, when some new coach gets eyes on you, like he's going to take some low hanging fruit potentially, and like, you know, give you some quick cues to make you, you know, to have you respond to certain things. And that happens in CrossFit gyms all the time too. Like if you go to another gym and, you know, you get a cue, or like I've even had my own athletes come to me like, oh, I watched Sage Bergener on Instagram and she told me to shrug when I, you know, stand up the bar. And I'm like, I've been fucking telling you that for the last 10 months, you know, but it's like, oh, and you know, it finally clicked. So I understand that sort of excitement about, you know, getting a new set of eyes on you and getting feedback and things like that. And clearly, you know, Matt's obviously going to put a lot of focus on her. I mean, he's super excited to have someone of her caliber, you know, in his camp and everything else. So I just think, you know, it makes sense that she's got that feeling of like, it's only been 3 days and it's amazing. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm sure it is
Right.
for her.
And Matt went from coaching like 7 or 8 athletes to really now it was just Dallin after Phil tested positive. So he only has 2 athletes to really train for the next 3 weeks.
Right.
So he has a lot of time to give. Come next season when he's back up to 7,
That might look
he's
different.
not going to have the time for all the one-on-one stuff.
Right.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see if she stays post games or where she settles.
Well, and the other thing is, and Bruce kind of alluded to it, is that she said that Justin was too fatherly. But if you look at Danielle's history, growing up, she didn't have a home. She kind of got bounced around a little bit. And like when she came to Underdog, she was looking for that place where she had one place to stay. And so now it's like flipped where it's too much, which is just bizarre to me. But I wish success for both of them. You know, Underdogs is not going to be affected by this. The people that want that one-on-one or that family type environment are going to flock to Underdogs. Brute's going to be fine because Matt Torres is killing it with the code from teenager to adult. Like
Yep.
He's figured that algorithm out totally. Jack's texting me, so.
Yeah, it's funny too. Like, I mean, Matt Torres is doing the rounds now too. I think he was interviewed at Morning Chalk Up. I think he's going to be on Savant's podcast. He's going to be on our podcast. He's going to be, somebody else has him on too. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see.
And I would ask some of our regular audience who's in the chat, like, yeah, we're having Matt Torres on Monday. he's already answered a lot of the questions, right? The basic questions. Where do you think we should go with Matt?
Right. What else? What else should we be talking
What
to
else
him
do you
about?
want to know about Matt Torres that may not be Danielle or Phil? He's answered all those questions.
Right.
I don't want to repeat what everybody else is doing. I want to find like a different avenue for that. But yeah, he's supposed to be on with us Monday afternoon Eastern
I think
time.
we could dig a little deeper maybe into the Phil thing, because he's still been pretty, I don't know, pretty generic about that. And we actually interviewed Matt a long time ago too, before all this, right?
We did
with the
with the
athletes.
kids.
So
yeah.
So Elise is asking like, how did he get into coaching? I think we probably have already asked that or answered that as well. But we could get into a little more of just like Matt, the person.
I think I need to log off. My things are dying.
Perfect. Get Dave home.
Yeah, he needs
Give
to
him
go to bed.
stability.
It's getting dark. I'm losing my light. It's home time.
Thanks so
But
much, Katharine. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
You bet. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
See ya.
Well, we have the party crew who has jumped on, and I think Jack is coming. He has like 5 minutes.
Heyo.
Hey.
We really did not think we were getting invited back on.
Oh, I've missed you guys.
Dude, you guys are part of the show now. You
Yeah,
get
right.
to come whenever
We
you want.
running it.
This is our show.
So the question I have right now is, what Greer had the better day?
What Greer had a better day today? Oh, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe me today. Yesterday it was 100% algae. But today I might have taken the cake. She had her rope climb moment, as we're all very familiar with mine. Mom had a rope climb moment today.
Oh, no.
It's hereditary,
So we have Jack Farlow who jumped on with us, and he only has like 5 minutes. So I want to make sure we get a couple questions with him. So
I'm
Jack,
not going to mute you guys, but be good, okay?
I'll ask
Can,
you.
can we trust him?
Logan, would you like to ask Jack a question?
Give me a second.
Okay. Jack,
Jack,
congratulations on that
today.
last event, buddy.
Oh, thank you very much.
That was fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Luckily, somebody had, I think, who was recording your live?
This guy. Hey.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah. He's done a great job all weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome getting to watch that. It didn't look like it ever got hard for you.
Dude, yeah. Do you even split jerk ever?
Done it in training. So honestly, I was a little bit scared going in. Like I didn't know if like anyone would finish. If I'd finish, I didn't know how hard it was gonna get. But like when I was at like the second last of the 3 minutes, I was feeling good. So I thought it was gonna be very doable to finish, and then so it wasn't too bad.
So were you watching to see what Chandler put on the bar?
I was. It was tough because I put on a 25 and then he put on like a 15 and a 5. Like I didn't really know what was going on, and when you're at 18 minutes deep, the math is tough for sure. So I put on 275, and in my head I counted that was 275 too, but it was 70, and then so I put on another 5, which is a bonehead move looking back on it, but I don't know, it was all right.
So are you having a fun weekend otherwise?
I am, yeah. I like a competition like this, I don't know, you don't have too much pressure. So it is kind of just all about having fun, and I feel like at the semifinals I put so much pressure on myself that like it took away from the fun when you don't like perform as well as you think you could have. So like I don't know, it's kind of like stress free, and I've been happy with the way things have been going. So
Yeah. So what was your, other than the lift, because we know that's your home run move.
Mm-hmm.
What's been the best event for you other than that?
Well, the first 2 on day 1 I thought were like going to be super good, and they weren't great. Well, they weren't bad, but like I thought I'd be like at least top 3 in them. So then the one this morning, I wasn't too sure how I was going to go, and it was my best one of the first 3. So I'm like proudest of that one, I guess. So other than the lift, I guess that would be the next closest highlight.
So Logan or Anikha, do you have a question?
Well, it's not really a question. I'm just a little bit upset about how much faster Jack rode than me today because we were side by side, and I thought that wasn't going to be the case. I honestly, Jack, I like you. I did not think that you were going to hold that on the second row. I looked at him. I was like, damn, son. I was like, all right. No. Don't get caught in that. And then we get back on the second round. I was like, oh, I gotta go. Because I had like a 3-calorie lead and I started to see it just going away. I was like, oh, no. I don't want to go this fast.
Yeah,
and it was kind of just.
That was the worst one of the weekend thus far in terms of hurting.
So painful.
Yeah.
So painful.
No, the biker.
No.
So Jack, does Logan talk on the competition floor as much as he does off?
No, he's been pretty quiet.
Yes.
He talks in the back a little bit, but
all right.
A little bit.
Opens the mouth and he gets on the podcast, I guess. Yeah.
So Jack, what's the plan for tomorrow?
I think we got 2 events are pretty close together, so I don't know. I like the second one more than the first, so hopefully just do some good work on the first one, like not bomb it. Just hopefully another morning like today, and then I think I can do some damage on the second one. So looking forward to that one more.
Have you practiced with the axle bar?
I did, yeah. I did the full workout.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I don't feel like the thrusters was that big of a difference, honestly. But that last overhead lunge is going to be super tough. So.
Do you normally do a wider grip, or just because of the extra weight that feels like on that bar?
Yeah, when you're overhead and you kind of have to have your thumbs under the bar when you're using the axle bar, I feel like. So it just feels like it could slip out at any second.
Yeah, I've only ever done cleans with an axle bar in competition, and those are just awful.
Yeah, tough, for sure.
Well, thank you so much for jumping on.
No problem.
Last minute. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Hopefully you can stay in that top 3 and get a nice podium finish.
That's right. Yeah, sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, good luck, Jack.
All right. Thank you, guys.
See you, bud.
Bye.
Bye, Jack.
All right, back to the party crew. What's up?
Yeah. So, Anikha, we saw the real Anikha today. No excuses.
Hold on.
Malfunctions.
Sorry,
No
our
screw-ups.
service is so bad. Say that again. I'm sorry.
We got a chance to see the real Anikha today.
Yes, we did.
No excuses, no mess ups, no mechanical errors. Nothing. How does it feel to have a clean day?
Yeah, we traded.
We traded. How's it feel to get 2 first places?
Good. I think what happened yesterday is funny. I talked to you guys immediately after the event, so I was still just emotions running the mouth. But I think what happened yesterday, I put a lot of pressure on myself for this, more than I think I have for any other comp. Just because I think I had a lot of expectations, just because it's oh, she should have gone to whatever, she should have done this. I felt like I had something to prove. And I don't, I don't know. That's, yeah. So I kind of got rid of that mentality and got back into the mindset that I know I have and I know how to use. And we felt much more like myself. So I just focused on what I was doing right in front of me, where my feet were, and what Anikha Greer knows how to do. And then we did Anikha Greer things.
Yeah, I mean, I called it at Wadapalooza, and then I called it today. I would walk with her and tell her, hey, it's like we said yesterday, her and I have, very similar just stories, and then just kind of very similar personalities, if you didn't notice.
God damn it.
It's like we share a brain. We each have one half of a brain. So
Ah!
Like I was just walking with her and I was like talking to her. I was like, hey, like, you need to calm down. I was like, you're fitter than everybody. Like, yes, but you can't go out there and when someone hits a home run, you can't let that like mess with your head. Like, you just got to keep your feet where they are and just keep your head down and work. And then I told her that at Wadapalooza, and what did she do after that? She won the event.
Nailed it.
Everybody's seen that video now. And then what did I tell her yesterday? And then today she wins the 2 events. So basically, she can thank me, is what I'm saying.
Yes. Where's
100%.
Brett Roberts? What is he doing? He's not even
Yeah.
here. This is the new. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
it was a good day for her today.
It was good.
It's nothing to do with Anika's fitness. It's all about
Right.
Logan's coaching.
Has nothing to do
Yeah.
with your fitness, right? At all.
No, not at all. Just about Logan's. It's funny. So every time after, he would be like, "What did I say?" And I was like, "What time? You're saying things all the time."
Which time, right? Well, Logan, so what are you saying to Anikha tonight then? If we're trying to set up for tomorrow, let's.
Oh, no. What is Anikha saying to
That's
me
true.
tonight?
That's
Okay.
true.
Your turn.
I gotta give him the same pep talk he gave me yesterday because he had the unfortunate day today. So
Unfortunate second half.
unfortunate second half. First one was good.
First one
Unfortunate
was fine.
second workout.
So use us, Logan, to decompress and be therapeutic. What would you like to say about what happened today with Logan?
Yeah, I mean, it all started. Oh, it's still in my hair right now too. It all started when I took the floor and this bobby pin was still in my hair. No, I'm kidding. I like took the floor and I felt good. Like the weights were moving really good in warm up, and I'd practiced it and I'd hit the 255 bar. And when we
You're talking about the second event, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
First event was fine. I'm happy with that. So
Got
we
it.
get out to the floor and like I'm going, and I'm like communicating with my judge. I'm like, hey, like just tell me when to change. She's like, yeah. So she told me to change, and I start taking weights off, and I take one side completely off and load it, and then I'm on the other side, and she goes, wait, no, next interval. So I'm like, okay. So then I like am just as fast as I can trying to get it off so that I can have at least enough time to hit it. Like it wasn't even hard yet. It was like 205, I think. So then I'm like panicking. I finally get that set. And then I hit the second weight or the second complex at 215. And like I didn't think it was getting hard yet. Like 225 I was gonna get through the 225 bar. And she tells me to unload, so I start unloading and putting the new plates on. And then I think one side was on and the second side was almost on, and she goes, next one. I was like, again? So then I this is going into my third lift at 215. So then I have 40 seconds to hit that. So I speed through it, hit it, drop it as fast as I can, change the plates, get to 225. Everybody's lifting, and I was like, all right, just take a second. So I take a second, and I have the distinct title of being the only person to get no repped on the deadlift. On my way up, before I even started the hang clean, she's no repping, and I was like, what? And then I do the hang clean, and I was like, maybe it wasn't her that was saying that. And then she goes, no, drop. So then I drop it, and I was like, what did I do wrong? And she's like, you. And she looks at my plates, and then I was like, that's 225. And she's like, yeah. And then she grabs her stopwatch. She's like, you have 10 seconds. I was like, what am I gonna do with that? So then I turn around and I'm like, all right, just don't look at her. You're like, I know you want to yell. I know you want to be really upset. I was like, just find your happy place. So I'm staring off way out of the venue, looking a mile away from me. And I'm like, all right. And then I turned to her and I was like, how was that only 10 seconds? Because it's been 10 seconds and they aren't saying anything over the mic. And she looks down, she's like, you have 15 now. It's like, oh no, I had enough time. I mean, luckily the head judge and her husband, who's also one of the head judges, they were really cool about it. They're like, hey, we went back and looked at the scorecards you were telling us about yesterday. You were right on that. They're like, we're gonna do everything we can. I mean, it's in there. I don't know what to do, honestly, but I would like at least a few points back.
So did the whole event just get cut short for you then because you ran out of time because of a miscommunication with your judge?
Yeah, I did. I grabbed the 225 bar one time, and then that was it. I thought,
Were you right behind Jack Farlow?
yes.
Okay,
We don't
because
talk about me
I could-
lifting Jack Farlow. He makes a fool of me every time.
but I could see you when we were watching him. Like if I'm watching him, you're on the right
Yeah.
behind him. Okay, because I noticed like everyone was going and you were still like loading your bar, and I'm like, what the heck is happening?
That's exactly what was happening in my head. Well, there were a lot more words that I'm not going to say.
Oh,
In the
sucks.
car, on the podcast. But I've already
Well,
said to
listen,
Anikha in private.
eight seems to be your lucky number. I don't know if you're leaderboarding or not, but
Yeah.
you're up there though. There's like a clean break from 8 to 9 is like a big drop off. You're in it still.
Yeah, I mean it's unfortunate because like obviously like we don't know exactly how many points that cost me, but we know for sure that it was 12 points on the dumbbell snatch one. So it's like, is it Adam that's above me?
Yes.
Adam's super cool. Like he was at Brazil in 2020 when I was 18 years old. So I've gotten to be around him, and he and I have just been like talking back and forth the whole weekend. Like during the lifting event on the very first one when we sat on our bars, like I sat and then I looked up. I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I did not mean to like sit like this and make direct eye contact with you." And then he winks at me and then he blows me a kiss. I was like, "Stop, not on the floor." So I mean, he's a cool dude, but I'd like to have a little tighter race with him, you know.
Did you notice how Jack was sitting on the bar?
Y'all were sitting on the bars?
Yeah,
well, they were sitting on the weights like sideways, so your butt is like on the long part of the, the round part of the bar. Jack was facing forward on the bar.
Why?
I don't know. I should have asked him. That looked very uncomfortable.
And Andy was loading the plates as he was sitting there.
Well, sometimes he'd turn around and load the plates, but when he was facing forward, I was just kind of like, ooh, okay.
Interesting move. Yeah, funny fact though about the right before that event is Anikha told me to wear her belt, like the 2-pood one that's the Anikha Greer edition thing, and I was like, dude, like I don't have one in my size here, and I'm a small, which is kind of that alone, like that's funny, right? And
that's a flex, actually.
And then I was like, all right, let me see yours, and it's an extra small. It turns out I'm an extra small, so I wore hers.
His waist, he has a smaller waist than I do. Like,
yeah.
Like it's actually rude.
Yeah, I measured it, 8-inch waist.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm now stealing her belt. So
he's stealing my clothes too.
So do we need to dive into that?
No,
we got two psychologists in the car. I'm gonna stop that conversation right here.
You heard it here first, guys. Are your parents driving?
Neither one of them are us.
Right.
If anybody was wondering, if it wasn't clear, neither of us are psychologists.
I feel like I have it down to science with her on the sports psychology side though, and that's only because, like I said, we share a brain.
God,
we each have half.
I hate that you said that. We both share a brain cell.
one single brain cell.
Just one.
So you were pretty close in the back seat there. Is that within or are you following the rules of the restraining order?
No.
Oh, the one that I pressed on her.
Okay.
I made an exception for you guys. You're welcome.
We need our gym bags.
We'll get it. All right, we are home now.
Awesome. What's on the menu?
What's on the menu, Anikha?
We got some rotisserie chicken.
I like it.
And some really hard.
Anikha, just go down. Did she just fall?
Yes. So funny story. All right. So funny story today about me being athletic. That was the third time I've done something on athletic today. However, I redeemed myself. So the first time was after the first event today. We're going to watch you. Anyways, and I'm walking on like this stone, I don't know, floor, I guess, and there was like a little gap and you have to jump over it, and Cooper in front of me just hops over it, like normal, like an athletic person. And I go to do it and my foot lands and I slide and I skin my whole shin in front of like the entire crowd. And I just like sit there and just start laughing because I was just like, that was outrageous.
That
Anyways,
is
and we're
such
just
an
like,
Anikha thing to do.
I swear to God, Brett's just sitting there and he's just like, she moves so well. She never gets hurt doing CrossFit. It's always stuff like this. Like, it was so funny. And then, well, then there is also the falling up the stairs just now. But then the clean complex, I think it was maybe even the 165. I'm gonna I have to go back and look. My thumb tape. So I went to, because I was bouncing the bars. Those bars were so spinny. It actually, bouncing normally feels really good, but I couldn't bounce it that well because the bars spun so. Anikha withdraw from CanWest. Literally nothing to do with fitness. But yeah, so on the 165, I like go to bounce it and my thumb tape just slides off my hand. And so like the bar leaves my hand and then
I saw that.
re-grip it, catch it, and then finish the complex. And I remember like looking at Brett and I was like, thank God I saved that. Because there was no way I was going to be able to pick it up and re-hit that. Like, that would have been so fatiguing. And after the fact, I looked at Cooper. I was like, yo, that was the most athletic I've ever been in my whole life. Like, that was my peak athlete moment right there.
Really not saying much.
I thought you were going to get some kind of a no rep, or I didn't know what was going to happen when you did that. And I kind of held my breath.
Yeah, that was
But that was good.
That is definitely a cat.
Okay, we've got a cat at our Airbnb now. Cool.
Where's the piano player?
That was Leo's. We were at Leo's Airbnb. We're at ours now.
Yeah.
But
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
He's sharing with like
two other families.
Well, like one family and then one that lives there.
Yeah.
And it's the kid that lives there. It's like this little 6-year-old kid. Just
Mozart.
Oh.
absolutely ripping it.
Yeah.
So is it more like a bed and breakfast and then an Airbnb?
No, it's like an Airbnb. The thing with BC is that
weird.
like people have these like $1 million houses and then they just rent out rooms constantly and basement apartments because they're so expensive. So
I know Canada.
Yeah. BC
So they're just like in the house wandering
so
around and
it's not unusual to have more than one family in a house that aren't like together. Like you'll have someone living in the basement. Like there's like basement apartments and then there's like a separate, kind of thing.
It's very similar to how it's been with me and Anika's parents, and then we kind of like just pushed her to the side. We're like, just go stay in your like we're having fun without you.
Oh, Logan.
The stairs. The Anikha stairs.
The Anikha stairs. Anikha, how are you feeling about 30-inch box jump overs? Do you have to do those tomorw?
I might. I mean,
eye level box jumps.
Yeah, I know. She and I are the same height.
Yeah. I've done a good amount of 30-inch box jump overs in training this past year. So they're definitely better than they used to be. Cue the slow-mo video of me failing my first 30-inch box jump over at quarters 2 years ago. But
I remember that.
So bad. But I don't think that is the make or break part of the workout unless you are really, really bad at them. I think that workout is a workout where you're going to gain some time on the things you're good at and lose some time on the things you're not so good at. So I think you can really make up some time in other places. So I think for me, it's about not getting stressed out if I'm not. Same thing on the road today. I know there's much bigger girls than I am. So I'm like, I need to not get stressed out if on the very first movement, I'm like not one of the top 5 off because that doesn't matter, So
right.
Yeah, that one will be interesting. That one's a medley of movements. It's very hard to gauge who is going to be good at that one, and what.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in it.
So what is the difference on a 30-inch box and a gap in a stone sidewalk?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Hopefully this one won't be wet and I won't be in slides. So at least there's that.
And she'll know it's coming.
Not stairs.
And it's not stairs. Yeah.
And
Have you seen the boxes?
What was that?
Have you seen the boxes? Like,
yeah, I think they're just
what kind of boxes are they? Are they like rogue competition
Oh.
boxes? Are they wooden?
They're like the 20, 24, 30, but soft.
Are they heavy soft or not heavy soft? Because there's heavy soft and light.
That's a great question.
I haven't picked them up.
That's a great question.
Okay.
But just when I tested it.
No, I was just saying, like, make sure you figure that out before, you're on the floor.
Oh,
Are they going to have Are they going to have extras in the back for you?
Yeah, no,
Hopefully. No,
we don't have much in the warm up area.
Yeah, our dumbbells
just
went
jump
up to,
on the competition floor at some point tomorrow before you
Exactly.
start. And
Yeah.
Try one.
our dumbbells went up to 50 pounds to warm up for, which the guys didn't touch 50-pound dumbbells in the workout. It was 70 plus. And then
Oh man.
today the rowers, we had no rowers for the row event. And then after the row event, like 5 hours after, there were rowers to warm up on. It was like, oh,
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
perfect. Just in time.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, whatever. We're all warming up with the same stuff. Nobody has an advantage. It's all good. But
True.
I'm like, the first 35 calories of today's workout was the warm up anyways. That
Right.
was the most important part of the workout. But it was just, please just don't be that slow off of it. But yeah, no, tomorrow, the first event tomorrow is just going to be, I don't know. I think there's not really one part of the workout that's like, that's the workout. Like today, the first workout, it was the chest to bar in the last row. That is the entire workout, you know? The rest you can make some mistakes on and still be okay. Like,
How'd you break up the chest to bar, if at all?
so fun. My judge, I had the coolest judge ever. He was getting so fired up for me on the last row. We love to see it. But I think he was counting in Spanish, but he was also counting. We had like a little 10-minute rain delay, and then they kind of rushed us to start so that we didn't like hold up the rest of the day. So we didn't have that much time before we like 3, 2, 1 go. So I didn't have time to ask him, hey, can you count out every 10 on the double unders? Because I can't count double unders worth a darn. I can't count in general. But anyway, so I'm like, and on the chest to bar, and I just have no idea where I am. But I asked him at one point to like speak up, and I was like, that's not English, that's Spanish. So I was like, he's definitely Spanish in his head, so he doesn't make a mistake. And I was like, I would rather that than him try to like do it quickly in English and like mess up and lose track. But it was funny. At one point, I'm like doing chest to bar, and I'm like, hey, how many was that? Because I had no idea. But I did 41, 6. Got mentally messed up because I thought I was done, and then 3. It was so strange. 41.63. It should have been like 41.9, but I didn't really know where I was at. And then I heard him say 40, and then I did another one, and I was like, all right, I guess I'll just. It was kind of funny. I just did a big set, and then I just kind of finished real quick.
Oh no.
Did I ever tell you about the time when I was a judge at Granite Games and the workout was 20 or 40 chest to bar? And I called my athlete off after 20 chest to bar and had her go on to the next movement. And she ended up like winning the event.
Well, yeah.
And she was like, her rankings in all, like, let's say there were 6 workouts. It was like 23rd, 1st, 16th, 23rd.
That sounds an awful lot like quarterfinals.
Because of me. Yes, that was bad.
So, Anikha, I got to ask you, what was it like? Because you haven't had a lot of time back on the competition floor live. What was it like to be in a tight race in event 3 with Hattie?
I didn't even notice we were racing until the last set of double unders, to be honest, because she was a couple down from me, and my whole game plan for that workout was like, do your shit. Don't do other people things. They're not you. So just do Anikha things. So I first row, Cooper's right in front of me, and I start looking over to see what they're rowing. And Cooper's like, they're not on your rower. And I was like, yeah. So I started just kind of focusing on what I was doing and holding my paces because I know I'm fit. So if I'm hurting, then I should be going at a decent pace. So I didn't actually notice we were racing until probably the last set of dubs. And then I noticed she tripped, and I was like, don't stop. So once I got through the dubs unbroken and I was the first one in the rower, I don't know a lot of people who can hurt like me or who want to win like me. So I was like, kid, you got that hype. Cooper screaming. It was like, time to hurt. That's honestly the least stressful part of the workout for me is hurting, you know, like that's one thing like I never stress about. If you just sit me in a rower and say hurt for 35 calories, it's like perfect. I can't fail, you know, you just kind of grind. So
if anyone can figure a way to fail on a rower, it'd probably be her. She'd probably fall off or something.
Funny story.
That has happened
happened to me. I pulled so hard one time, my butt came off the rower, but my feet were still stuck in, so I fell off the side. Had to get someone to pick me up by the armpits and sit me back on the rower.
It was a Halloween. dad went completely off the back. Like his feet weren't all the way in. He was in a gorilla costume, and he put like a silver back on it, and the silver back was separate from it, so that got caught underneath the rower seat. And
Oh
he
shit.
like a med ball row with a Parker, and he just went.
Oh, that's so.
I feel bad. I was roasting his math yesterday, and now I'm saying he fell off.
He's watching and he's like, I'm disowning this.
Anybody that knows my dad, I'm him. So eventually, one day, it's gonna happen to me. I'm already bad at math, and I will eventually fall off of a rower.
I pulled myself off a rower once too, but nobody was strong enough to lift me back on. They just unbuckled my feet.
That is too funny.
That's a common occurrence at my gym with any like high school age boys, because they just pull way too hard and they don't understand like what's going on, and then the seat goes forward and they land right in the middle, and it's not pleasant, I'm sure.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, I love it.
That happens to all of them.
So I'm not.
They're all baseball players too, Logan, that I train. So.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch out for that.
So check this one out. It was my first day at my new gym owned by Christy O'Connell. She was my coach. I walk in, she's talking to me as I'm getting on the rower. Totally missed the seat.
No.
Sat right down on the rail and fell off.
I mean, my most embarrassing
First day
story is I gashed my head on the weight tree. At it was a 6 a.m. class. I was in high school, and I went. The weight tree was empty, and it's like one of the the pull up with some wheels on it. I go to put the 45 back, and it catches because it started to roll away, and it catches the plate, pulls out of my hand, and it hits the base, and I'm bending down, just bam,
popped right up.
Hit me, and I'm like, oh, don't let anybody see. I was like, you look so stupid right now. And then I bend down to pick the weight up, and there's just blood all over the floor, and I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no. But really, that's about it.
You? No.
Holy. That's
nope, just unhooked my feet.
Nope.
They're like, you got this. Figure it out on your own.
Get your feet out of there.
Oh, that's.
All right. Well, guys, it is after midnight here in the East Coast.
You guys are committed.
Party animals. Let's go.
Animals.
Let's go.
Yeah. You just don't know what's in this blender bottle.
I was going to say, they do shots.
So to answer the question earlier about C4, her and I C4 all the time apparently, and then for you, whatever you got in that
when
cup,
do we C4?
someone asked, shh, it's a sponsor of the podcast.
Okay.
Logan, you're a good dude.
Big C4.
Any of the C4 Energy Extend Nutrabolt line, use the code Clydesdale, get 20% off anything in the store.
Okay, C4 Sport, I'm down for. I'm down with that. I'm down with C4 Sport.
It's good
We're
stuff.
Down with all, Anikha. We're down with
They actually came out with a new C4 hydration. It just came out today.
Nice.
Yep.
I want to get some because it's been hot this summer.
Yeah, true. If it don't have a little check mark, it scares me.
I get you.
Oh, I totally agree.
I'm trying to find all the stuff without a check mark.
But C4 has sport, so it's okay.
Yeah,
they've got some stuff with a little check mark, and I'm down for that. And it tastes very good.
It does taste.
It tastes very good.
I'll say that.
And C4, their C4 canned stuff that gets you hyped up. There ain't nothing that hype like a C4.
Yes, I took the CrossFit lift off. Was the first time I ever drank one of those. And I was like, oh, let's go.
So Elise, to answer your question, strawberry Starburst, the best.
Strawberry Starburst.
If you want the beta alanine.
Oh, the tingles, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I don't
well,
do this.
She has Skittles or Starburst, and both of those are just the beta alanine version of C4. And I'm a pink strawberry Starburst guy.
Oh yeah.
So what's your plan for tomorrow after everything? Are you guys heading back tomorrow night? Are you staying there tomorrow night?
We're going to do a knitting circle immediately after the event with as many athletes as they want to join.
Good. So you can come back on tomorrow night or no? That's really my question.
No, we're not going home tomorrow night.
No.
Okay.
early Monday morning, but I guess like us and a bunch of other athletes, we're all gonna go out and.
Okay. Will there be a car ride where we can catch you guys on a car ride somewhere and talk?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely.
Very cool.
Yeah,
or live from the party.
Yeah.
Oh, we will be the.
Uh,
if you think we're the life of the party now, just wait till tomorrow night.
No.
Logan's like, I got to draw the
I don't
line
want that
somewhere.
out there for everybody to see. I dance a lot. I mean, who am I kidding? I show
Then
every.
Anikha, you just sneak on and put the
Right.
camera right on Logan. You
Yeah.
don't even have to say anything.
Yeah.
He
We'll just
won't be
watch.
ashamed. He says this, and then I swear to God, if he gets the opportunity, he'd be like, no, show me, like, put me on. Be like, get that camera.
Hey, where's the camera, Anikha? Over here.
I love it.
I got to
Well-
ask, did Carolyn ever respond to you privately about your touring?
Yeah, she said she enjoyed watching us, but she did not clarify the whole private tutoring thing. I think
You're beyond help.
I think she did realize that I am more than likely beyond help. And honestly, what might have happened is she might have looked up what high school I went to and hit up like 2 of my teachers, and they were like, "Yeah, he's."
Then she filed a restraining order.
Oh my!
It's
So your dad
tire
is.
tracks from the bus. You
Oh,
have
yeah.
in
Sorry.
front of twice.
Well,
Yeah.
That's your
That's
mom.
my mom. She texted me during the live stream last night to tell me to shape up.
I love it.
We were goofing off too much. She knows that that's just who I am.
That is so great. Do you guys know what
Makes
time you
this
report
fun for us,
tomorrow?
I just have to say.
We have no idea what time tomorrow.
Okay.
We don't start till a little later tomorrow. Our events are closer than they were today, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's all right. But yeah, I think we start maybe in the afternoon sometime, like after 12.
Yeah. Which is kind of weird for a Sunday.
I know.
Yeah, I think you're done at like 4, but that's assuming no delays, and I don't know that you haven't had delays. You've
I
had
would
delays every day, so
They're probably gonna do like the other divisions, like kind of like a back-to-back ish,
Yeah.
or like
Mhm.
quick round before we even get there. If I
Yeah.
had to bet, that would make the most sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, but who knows?
How are the crowds today?
So good.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed like some of the IG lives couldn't get up to the fence
Yeah.
to see their person as easily as it was yesterday.
Yeah. Tonight was dope.
Yeah, I told everybody that I was Anika's coach to get in the front of the line.
perfect.
Off my event, I was on the floor because they were talking to me about like what they could do for an appeal. So I was like, I mean, she probably cleared like 2 bars by the time I got out to the crowd, and I was like,
Mhm.
oh wow, there's a lot of people. And then I was like, hey, can I get through? I'm Anika's coach, and they're like, oh yeah.
Brett better never hear this. Brett's never gonna talk to you
I'm
again.
not Anika's coach.
We know. She knows.
Yeah, we know.
Brett knows.
Oh.
Everybody knows.
I was just using the title for my own personal benefit.
All good.
Well, just so you know, before we let you guys go, that everybody thinks you're siblings.
Everybody thinks we're siblings. Yes. If I ever wondered what it would be like as an only child to have a brother, I think it would be a
This
lot
is
like
it.
this.
I have a brother, but he doesn't get a word in with me around. So
Yeah.
Shocking.
right?
I know. Guys.
Yeah. So, Anikha, Logan is the brother you never wanted.
Yes.
I wouldn't word it like that, but
Absolutely.
I love it.
All right, guys. Well, it is after midnight here in the East Coast. So we are going to sign off, but hopefully we can get you on tomorrow after the event. Hopefully we have some good news.
Yeah, and if anybody's there live, go on Instagram Live and record this stuff. Grab Anika's phone, grab Logan's phone,
Yeah.
and I want to watch. I want to see.
I know. They have been doing such a great job. I've tried to like thank Mike and all their judges as much as I can. But the only thing I'm like, I wish there was a live stream because it has been the venue. It like feels Wadapalooza-y with like there's 3 different floors. The crowd's right next to you. Like I was in the front platform, and like
Yeah.
I had to look up so that I wasn't making intense eye contact with someone in the crowd, you know. But like those vibes are like They're so good. So the venue and like how it's been run has been amazing. I wish there was a live stream.
Intense eye contact is okay. Me and Adam had that. Fueled my
Yeah.
fire.
But you're sitting on your plates. All right, guys, get some sleep. Good luck tomorrow. We'll watch what we can, and hopefully we'll talk to you later.
Yes, definitely. We will definitely talk to you guys tomorrow.
Appreciate you
Get your
guys.
feet.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank
Yep.
You've made this so much
See ya.
fun.
Oh, that was fun. Yay.
All right. Well, and they're still giving us.
They're in the
hand
green
signs from
room
the
just
green room.
watching now. They're just gonna.
Well, it's been awesome to do this. Kat, thank you so
Yay.
much for staying up and not making me do
course.
this by myself.
Yep.
But yeah, I am ready for bed. This
Me
is
too.
like 3 hours past my bedtime.
I love it. All right, guys. Like I said, if anybody's there, get on your live Instagram. We want to see both of these guys tomorrow, and hopefully we've got some good news for tomorrow as well.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have a few podium finishers on tomorrow.
That would be nice.
Awesome.
That means you, Logan, get to work.
Yeah. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow on the Clydesdale Fitness and Friends.